It's 9 o'clock on a Thursday night and you are so excited to go to this date. You have been waiting all week. Things have been going really well with him. And you know what? There might actually be hope. You get onto the bus. As you're sitting on the left-hand seat next to the window, you receive a text message. Hey, I'm so sorry, but I can't make it tonight. My grandmother's in hospital. She fell and she tripped her knee. She broke her toes and her knees and any other part in her body. And I can't make it tonight. Your heart, it falls to the floor and then it just crumbles. You feel a tear falling down your cheek and you say to yourself, not again. Or you say to yourself, maybe his grandmother really is in hospital. So you give it hope. You go home, you wipe off your makeup, you go to bed. Sad, lonely, depressed. You wake up the next morning and you see an X on that Snapchat. He has removed you. He has ghosted you. He's no longer there. Ladies and gentlemen, in another country far away is another girl who is very excited. She is really getting hopeful that this could get somewhere. She knows deep down that even if it doesn't turn out, she will still love herself no matter what. And it just means that he wasn't for her. The doorbell rings. She opens the door and there he is, standing, dressed so nicely, holding a big bouquet of flowers. She walks out the door and she walks toward the car door. He opens the car door for her. She gets in the car. She puts her seatbelt on. She can't see because there's no light. It's dark at night. So he pulls out his torch to help her put her seatbelt on. He then asks, what kind of music do you like to listen to? And he passes her his phone and she plays the music. I just want to point something out to you. I don't know if you guys saw what I just did there, but I gave you an example of bare minimum and I gave you an example of just absolute trash. Two girls that are both deserving of the very same thing, of the highest standard possible. One girl gets treated less than, the other girl gets treated above and beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, in this video I'm going to be telling you what bare minimum looks like, because recently a lot of people, including myself, have been settling for less than bare minimum. Number one, I'm going to go through a few list of things that are just bare minimum. You might think, shock horror, what? If a guy does that for me, he's getting down on one knee and he's proposing, I'm going to be his wife. No, it's just bare minimum. We're going to talk in stages. So it starts with the talking stage. He responds quickly, bare minimum. He calls you, bare minimum. You get a FaceTime, bare minimum. You guys have been talking for a while. You met on a dating app. You met in person. You met on Snapchat. I don't care. If he is leaving you undelivered more than an hour consistently, and if he does leave you undelivered for a while and he responds to you and he says, sorry, this and this, fair enough. If he's not responding to you, he's not interested in you. You want a man that is head over heels for you, okay? He will show you that he's chosen you, which means, number one, answering to your messages, using emojis. Now, not everyone likes using emojis. Okay, we get it. You don't have to use emojis. But being expressive and not dry when you are speaking to the girl you like. If you are talking, still in the talking stage and you have not met up yet, he should be asking you on a date and at least within the first 2 weeks max of talking. Hey, what are you doing this Saturday? Can I take you out to dinner on this time and this place? He's just talking to you, he's chatting and he's snapping and it's been going for 3 weeks, now a month, you still haven't met up. You are not first choice. You do not deserve to be treated like that. If a guy likes you, they will be super excited. They will jump to the opportunity to hang out with you and to see you in person. You're gorgeous. Have you seen you? Okay. Now, I recently discovered that I can't see when I'm losing my vision. No, I'm kidding. Well, actually, I am. But now we're going to move on to the first date. Let me tell you that the behavior from the guy and the girl on the first date says a lot about the person. I used to get so cringed at this. But number one is they pick you up. Okay, you're not meeting halfway. Okay, you're not driving him. He is picking you up from wherever. You want to make sure it's nice and safe and that you know this guy's legit before you get into his car. He's going to come out of his own seat and he is going to, I repeat, he's going to open the car door for you. I'm not even kidding. My heart sinks every time he doesn't open that car door. I purposefully watch. I purposely fumble around to see, you know, they're going to open the car door. If you wait long enough, they pick up on it and they're like, oh crap, she has that expectation. Do you know what I mean? You gotta have those expectations. We need to stop, lowering and being like, oh, if he does this, I'll be satisfied with that. I mean, the fact that I'm even going on a date with him, I'm satisfied. No, there are so many men in the world. Number two, he pays for the date. Now, a lot of you are going to be like, girl, I can pay for my own date. I make my own bread. I write my own checks. I get it. When a man does an act that is selfless, it means that he's thinking consciously about the other person. They've just met you, but they already have a level of respect for you. So when they pay for the date, it means that they're not thinking about themselves. They're thinking about the person that they've taken out. They want to spoil them. They want to look after them. They want to show them that they care. Let him do something that's not for himself for once. Because I'm going to be so real with you. A lot of guys are very selfish nowadays. They go into it thinking, what can I get from this? That is why, you know what? I sit and I fumble and I look around when it's time to pay, because I'm like, is he going to pay? Is he going to be a man? Is he going to think, oh, I'm going to be a gentleman and I'm going to pay for this lovely woman? If they split, ew, I get the ick. Ew. I don't think I've ever had somebody say split in my entire life of dating history, because like I will just walk out. That's just gross. That's disgusting. Split? Are we in kindergarten sharing a donut? Like, no. As you all know, hookup culture in the 21st century has become a very prevalent thing. Like, it's a very common thing. And so you'll notice, and I don't know, but everyone's got different experiences. But based on my own experience, I've been out on dates. At the end of the date, they've expected me to give them something, and I felt that pressure to give them something. Whether it's a kiss, whether it's they have access to my body, or whether it's them getting really physical and touchy and intimate. I've had that pressure before, and you'll notice I turn them down straight away. Some guys actually get pissed. So what I'm trying to say here is that bare minimum is a guy treating you with some basic dignity, some basic respect, some basic kindness, just human morality. If you don't give him that kiss because you ain't feeling it, baby, and he gets pissed, it is not your fault. He just didn't go to therapy for anger issues. And that is not okay behavior from him, by the way. It's like a little kid asking for a lollipop. You don't give the lollipop to him, he starts having a tantrum. We are full-blown grown adults. Come on. Another bare minimum is them organizing the date. I don't care how old the person is. If I hear one more guy say, I don't know, I have no ideas, what do you think? They need to use their brain, they need to think. Because during difficult times, if you guys ever end up together, they need to think for themselves. They can't think where a date is. How are they going to think to solve the argument between you two? How are they going to think what to say when you're about to walk out that door after a fight? They need to organize the day. Maybe they'll run it by and be like, hey, what did you think about this idea? Would you like to go here? That's totally fine, but the fact that they came up with the idea is what we want. I'm going to bring in flowers. A lot of people are like, when should we expect flowers? There's no right or wrong answer to this at all, because like some people go above and beyond and like bring you flowers on the first day. But if it's like you meet on a dating app, or you've been talking for a while, you've gone on a couple dates, somewhere in there, the third or fourth day, they should be bringing you flowers. It's kind of just like a sign that they care, that they're serious about you, that they actually see this going somewhere. It's no longer, oh, I'm talking to multiple girls. It's like, no, I'm actually talking to you and I want to pursue you. Sidewalk rule. So sidewalk rule is when you guys are walking on the street and he is walking on the side closest to the road. This is like an old fashioned thing. This is like goes back to ancient times, you know. Basically it's like a protecting thing. Like if a car, say, goes off the road, like he will protect you. He's on the side closest to the road. And I never noticed it until I would go out with some guy. We'd be walking on the street and he'd purposely go from this side to this side, and I'm like thinking, why are you moving? And then it clicked. I was like, oh my god, the sidewalk. Like I didn't even know about it until I like physically saw it with my own eyes, and then somebody mentioned it to me. I'm gonna add this bare minimum in here, but little caring actions. Okay, you guys stop at a servo. You guys go to Macca's. If he orders just for himself and he doesn't ask if you want anything, girl, not good enough. Not good enough. The polite thing to do is him asking you if you want anything. It's the same with your friends. You go to Macca's with your friends. You're not just going to order food for yourself. You're like, hey guys, do you guys want anything? It doesn't matter who ends up paying for it. It's like the action of you asking. I was actually on a date once with a guy and I thought we were going to get dinner for both of us. We go to GYG and we're going in the drive-thru and he only orders food for himself. And I was waiting for him to be like, hey, do you want anything? He didn't ask. I was like disgusted. I wasn't even upset. I was just disgusted because that's really gross behavior to me. And then he started eating the food. We parked the car and he started eating the food in front of me. And I was like, this is some really bad table manners, like really bad. And he goes, oh, do you want some of my chips? And I was like, oh my gosh. Another simple bare minimum is the guy being not only respectful to you, but respectful to your friends, to your family, anybody that you're in communication with. For example, your mum calls on the phone, you know, the guy that you like hasn't met your parents yet. she calls on the phone to check something and you put her on speaker. Bare minimum is them respectfully being like, oh, hi, Mrs. Smith. How are you? Just like acknowledging that the person is there. Another bare minimum that is so important, and if you ever want to know if a guy has some gentleman-like traits, is when you're at a restaurant and how he speaks to the waiter or the waitress will say a lot about him. How he orders Macca's in the drive-thru will say a lot about him. My eyes and ears are always on the alert of how guys will speak and treat others. If you're at the restaurant and the waiter brings food down and like he says thank you, bare minimum. If he wants to order something else, he'll be the way he speaks to the waiter. Hey, excuse me, is it alright if we could get one more of these? Versus a guy being like, hey, you missed this. Can you get it, please? Like, what the heck? Ew, gross, disgusting, ick. Run for the hills, run for the heavens, run for anything. Just run. That is not how you talk to people. Just because you're having a crappy day does not give you an excuse to be crappy to other people. Another bare minimum is in the car. Ladies and gentlemen, pay attention to road rage. It is a very small thing. Don't sit there and verbally abuse people on the road because the car's not moving fast enough. I am sorry, but this gives me the ick. If you're in the car and they're like swearing because that person's going so slow and that person's not moving and they belong at a puppet show. That behavior is not okay, because if they're speaking to people disrespectfully, even though they're in the car, how do you know that they're not going to speak to you like that when you get into an argument, when they can't control their emotions? It does say a lot about them. And you'll be like, what? It's just road rage. No, just because you're behind a wheel and the person in front of you can't see you does not give you the excuse to be above and beyond rude and disrespectful. We're all humans. We're all going through life once. Calm down. You're together or you're not together. You stayed over at your guy's house for a while. Not gonna lie, bare minimum is hospitality. Like them cooking for you, them making sure you're eating, them making sure you have a toothbrush, them making sure you're okay. And I'm gonna be so real with you ladies. If you're ever over at a guy's house and you're hungry, you ask them for food. Because if they're not offering, number one, that's really rude and it's just like not gentleman-like behavior. But teach them. Like if they're making breakfast, they should be making breakfast for you too. Another bare minimum is you wake up in the morning and they ask if you want coffee. I don't know if you've ever watched Love Island episodes, but that's a bare minimum. That is actually a behavior that is super cute and caring, and it's like you ask your missus if she wants coffee. There's no excuse in the entire world for you to be treated like poorly. You deserve to be treated the very best. Everyone does, and everyone in their life will go through stages where they allow others to treat them a certain way, and it's sad, but you know what? I'm the same. Like I've been in so many situations where I've just let the guy get away with it, or just ignored some of his behaviors and been like, you know what? It's fine. Every girl goes through this. Like every guy's like this. Let me be so honest with you. Not every guy's like this. Okay. Bare minimum means you are setting yourself a standard, which means that when you set yourself a standard of what you want in a guy, you are actually able to filter out all the garbage guys. Like when you have that standard, you bring in actual good quality material, good quality guys that are lasting, that'll be there for you, you know, that'll treat you like a queen, that'll give you everything you deserve, right? If you don't have a standard for these guys, if you don't even know or have a bare minimum, you will just let any guy come in and treat you however he wants to treat you. Ladies and gentlemen, you are the one that has the reins on the horse. You have the power. You need to use it. I don't think a lot of girls realize how much power they actually have. And if you could find your power and you find your self-love, that's how you find your power is through discovery of self-love and caring about yourself and knowing what you deserve. That's where your power comes from. And then you can navigate that power into what you want and what you're looking for. I'm telling you, when you have bare minimum and you are able to say no to things, it really does make you a powerful person, and it makes you like full of quality and essence. Like you are very specific with what you want, and no, your standards are not too high. A lot of these things are bare minimum. I just think that we are letting guys get away with treating and acting a certain way towards women, and I think that to have a standard, I will say this, guys actually do listen. I'm telling you now, if you walk into that first date with high standards, with your nose up, knowing that you should be treated like a queen, it actually doesn't matter what guy it is, they will actually treat you like that. That makes sense? I'm filming a YouTube video.